Greetings everyone and welcome to another edition of Chief's Transformers Review. I am Chief, otherwise known as Keith, and today I shall be doing a nice little review of the Triple Changer Horrorcon thingy doodah Headmaster Triple Changer everything in a bargain bucket thing Horrorcon Apeface. However, my last review, which I'm going to show you just now, was of Wreck-Gar, and Graham the Collector 75 asked a very interesting question, in which can Wreck-Gar ride himself? Of course, as we know, with the original movie, Transformers movie, the one and only movie in my eyes, on the planet Junk, of course, all the Junkions rode each other hard. Because they like throbbing things riding between their legs. Because I have two Wreck-Gars now, I can now answer that question, which is this. Of course, this is the first Wreck-Gar there and the second Wreck-Gar. And yeah, I mean, that holds pretty well. If I can get that on camera. It's obviously holding the handlebars. You know, legs, you know, spread akimbo. And I can quite comfortably hold him. The figure itself, shake it, and it stays on. The hands do actually hold the handlebar, and they actually kind of almost click into place. So I don't know whether or not this was designed so they could ride each other, or whether just coincidence that they can actually you know, be held in this position. So that's Wreck-Gar there, riding himself. Again, with the legs, they do actually widen at the knees for his transformation mode. But by widening them at the sides itself, there, it does actually allow him to ride himself. So there, it's official. Wreck-Gar can ride himself. Anyway, on with the show. Generation 1 Apeface. Just look at that. You know, I'm a bit mixed because I love Snapdragon, absolutely love Snapdragon, and obviously this is his compadre, Apeface, who's also a Triple Changer Headmaster Horrorcon. Jet mode looks fantastic, but I'm not too sure about the wings. Very almost Cyclonus-like with the wings, with the way they turn backwards. So you know, I'm not an aviation specialist, but I don't know how well that would fly. Now, is this a spacecraft or is this a plane? Nobody knows. Bit of kibble at the back there, and I think they just got lazy towards the end because, you know, they could have hidden that so easily, you know, where the hands folded, you know, the fists folded away in themselves, you know. By this time, 1987, you know, they could have tried better. I mean, you can obviously see where his head unit's going to go itself. And also, one annoying thing as well, it was almost like a the Decepticon Seeker Jets, the way they had, you know, each had two weapons. Now, on this figure itself, it only has one weapon, which you obviously fixed to the side itself there. They could have so easily added a second one just to balance it off. You see there? But instead they've given him this shield thing, which I'll show you later on in his transformation mode. And of course, inside the cockpit there, Spasma, his nibbling companion, which I'll show you in just a second. He, you know, Spasma obviously likes to ride in Apeface cock bit, as you can see there. Now, for a Headmaster, obviously he's again different to your usual Headmasters, but detailing wise, a bit let down. Really let down on the detailing wise. I mean, look at the size of his head. You know, that length is enough to put the Elephant Man to shame. you know, and his face is just exactly to where these two little ports are, to where it connects to Apeface's body to give him his tech specs. But yeah, a bit disappointing that front. Of course, if you turn him around, kibble-wise, you know, you've got Apeface's face there straight away. I mean, you can't even hide that. And of course, you've got the Ape's face there as well. Ape's face, yeah. Transformation for this guy, well, before I transform him, arms-wise, again, classic zombie mode. Brains for the fans. And also, the ape's face itself is actually very, very wobbly on this guy. So I don't know whether it's just my one or whatever. But one thing I do like about it, when you do turn his arm, because of that little gap, it does allow his arm to move more freely. So it doesn't feel like his arm's going to snap off there. But transformation mode, very, very simply, fold his legs up, turn him around, and you've got Apeface's face, robot face on this way, and Apeface that way. So that's done. Transform him into, I don't know. Let's see where we go with this. Fold the wings all up. Oh, take his rifle off. I'm just taking his little rear wing thing there, which will also double as his shield, as you will see. Flip the cockpit itself there. We're going to take him to robot mode. So you flip the cockpit there to his rear. Bring his legs down. Bring his arms down. 180 degrees, pull them down, push these back, I believe, put his Headmaster on, rifle in one hand, shield can either go on his shoulder like so, or he can hold it in his hand again like that, but I prefer to have it on the side there. So that's Apeface really. Tech specs there. Quite fast. I think it comes about 8. I'm not fast. Strength is top 10. Was it a 9? No, it's a 10. And intelligence is a 6, so not very smart, very strong, and quite fast. The strength, I'm assuming, is in regards to his gorilla mode, his ape mode, obviously being a very strong beast indeed. So I'll leave his rifle on for a second, whilst I've still got a few time. I'm going to speed this up now because we're almost towards the end. Doesn't look too bad, face-wise, body-wise, and so forth. Now I'm going to quickly, before I run out of time, transform him into his ape mode, and I'm going to try and do it very, very quickly because I just have just over a minute left, I believe. You're pretty much reversing what you've done before, moving things out the way, except you don't change the cockpit around. Very quick, very simple. Arms out, little hands out. Very cute little hands. They're more like I don't know what you call them. Spasma. I hate that name, Spasma. It just sounds so wrong. Headmaster unit on itself there, and there you have his ape mode, which I think looks fantastic. It does look great. You know, it's what you expect from G1. You know, we do ignore the little cockpit pieces and the fact he's still got his arms around the back. But yeah, you know, very early Beast Wars kind of mech thing going on there. You can't really do much with his shield and rifle in this mode. I mean, you could obviously stick it on the side there if you wanted to, and stick the shield again on the side there, just so you don't lose those pieces. But generally, you know, you can stick them anywhere you want. So yeah, that's Apeface in his triple changer Headmaster horrorcon mode, beast mode. Again, not too bad. I mean, it's a bit blocky, but you know, overall it has the desired effect anyway. So they've got away with it. So a few seconds left. This is Chief. Hope you've enjoyed this review. Logging off.